Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Want to help loosen up those tight hips, back, and legs before or after exercise? This 10-minute total body foam roller routine is great for tight muscles. Whether you're an athlete in training or work at a desk most of the time, this routine will help improve your mobility, reduce those pain points, and lessen your chance of injury. So grab your roller and let's get started. We are going to begin with our upper back. So just lean back, have the roller right around those shoulder blades. We stick around that area. We don't do the low back. Hands behind the ears, elbows wide, protecting the neck. Press the feet into the floor, lifting the hips, and we're going to roll to the top and bottom of the shoulder blades. You might feel a natural chiropractic pop adjustment. Make sure you can breathe. So a couple rolls back and forth. And then you find the middle of the shoulder blades. You're going to lower the hips, drop the knees to the left, and roll into that left shoulder blade. The elbow goes on the floor. And you're just going to keep the elbows nice and wide and rock onto the shoulder blade and then back towards that armpit. If you are missing lymph nodes, then you would stay back in the shoulder blade and just go forward and back, up and down, instead of side to side like this. Couple more rolls. If you have some tender spots here, this is where an area you might want to come back to later. And then you can even bring that arm right on top of the roller, bring the elbow on and roll forward into your chest towards the roller, and just a small movement so you're getting right up behind that shoulder. Right up there. Last one, and then we're going to pivot back onto our upper backs and then roll to your right armpit. So you drop in your knees to the right, dropping your right elbow behind that roller, and then you rock and roll onto the shoulder blade and then back into that armpit. You might notice a difference on this right side. If you are having to work at a computer a lot and use a mouse, it can affect the upper shoulder area. It's all connected. So just continue to rock forward and back towards that chest wall. Same thing on this side. If you're missing lymph nodes, just stay back into the shoulder blade and your elbows off the floor, and you can move back and forth. So again, continue to work through any issues you have in the shoulder. If it's super painful, come back to it more often, but have a shorter time on the roller. One more. And then we're going to roll back onto our backs, open up the chest, one more back roll. This time we're going to pull the elbows towards the forehead, tuck the chin, and roll the upper back. This can help pop those muscles along the vertebrae so they are a little easier to access with the roller. And then lower the hips and open those arms. And we're moving on. Let's move on to glutes. So you're just going to use that upper body strength and lift yourself, use your core onto the roller. So you're seated on the roller. We're going to start by leaning onto our right arm. You're going to tilt your body weight towards the right butt cheek, both feet flat, knees bent, and let's roll that whole right glute. So you're rolling from the top of the glute to the bottom of the glute, finding any trigger points, speed bumps, and then bring that right ankle on top of the left thigh if you would like to go a little deeper. And this can also, if you're super tight, you might feel a little more sensation or tender spots or trigger points. If you find a trigger point, just sit on it and then move that knee up and down. So again, this is just a quick full body way to roll, getting all those little tender areas. One more, and then we're going to release, and we're going to go to the other side. So you just uncross that leg, and you're leaning onto the left glute. Left hand is behind you, and you're going to push those feet into the floor as you roll to the top and bottom of that glute. So you do not have to cross the leg, but if you want to go a little deeper, cross that left ankle over the right thigh, and again, rolling to the top and the bottom. If you find a trigger point, sit on it and move that knee up and down. So we're getting the major muscle groups of the body, especially if you have any of those, any tight spots, any pain spots, like your hips are real tight, your low back. This can help. Then we're going to release and we're going to move to quads. So you're going to come into a plank position with the roller under your quads. So you're in an elbow plank and the roller is right above your knees. You might have to make adjustments, pushing that roller down closer to the kneecaps but never hitting the knees. And then very slowly let your legs relax and moving that roller forward and back 1 inch at the bottom part of the quads. Again, not hitting the kneecaps, but just working that muscle. And then you're going to walk your elbows back 1 inch and move that roller up and down just slowly, back and forth, noticing any pain spots in those thighs. Continue moving the elbows back. The quads can be a little sensitive because they can get very tight from activities or just sitting for long periods of time. So you keep on moving up the thigh. Everyone has different leg lengths, so just keep on moving till you can't go up any higher comfortably. And then you're going to walk your elbows forward and you're just going to roll back to the top of the knees. And we're going to do one more where we're going to bend the knees and just rock the knees side to side, the feet, as you gently move yourself down down your mat, and the roller moves up your thigh, and then repeat all the way back. Back and forth. And you might find a spot. If you do, you can straighten and bend the leg or just hang out there. Then you're going to bring your feet to the floor, tuck the toes under. And this is a little bit of core work. You're going to bring your shins onto the roller and come up to your hands. So you're on your hands, almost like a hands and knees, but the shins on the roller. You're going to tilt your hips to the right, so you're on that right shin. Option to cross your left ankle over or even straighten the left leg and push the toe into the floor. And you pull your right knee in and out. So you're getting a little bit of a shin foam rolling here. If you have shin splints, you can also stack the legs if you want a little more pressure, and this helps work the core and getting it warm, especially if you extend out to a plank and come back. One more. And then we're going to come back to center, and we're going to tilt the opposite way. So draw your hips to the left. You can straighten the right leg and just pull your left knee in and out. If you have wrist issues, feel free to go on your elbows. Or you can stack the legs, rotate the ankle. We're getting along the outside edge of that shin bone. Rotate, rotate. Little twist here. One more. And then you're going to lower those knees to the floor and bring them off the roller. Now we're going to switch to the front of the lower leg. So you're going to have a seat. Bring that roller underneath the calf, and we're going to start on the right. So you're going to place your left ankle over the right, bring your hands next to the body. You do not have to cross the legs if it's super sensitive. You can uncross them. But we're just going to lift our hips and we're going to glide ourselves forward and back along the whole length of the back of that calf. Maybe add a little ankle rotation, both directions. If this is super sensitive, again, you don't have to cross the leg. You can always keep it placed on the floor. You're going to tilt your hips and your leg to the right, so you're getting along the back outside edge of that right calf. A couple times up and down, and then inside. So if you are going out for a run, or maybe you just got back from a run or working out at the gym, great way to loosen things up. And then we're going to go to the other side. So this cross the right ankle over the left. And you can spend a little more time on each leg. If you have a knot, you need to come back to it. This is just a quick way to get us started. Turn your left leg out to the left, hips tilted, getting along the outside edge of that calf, and then the inside edge. And take a break if you need to on your hips on the floor. It's up to you. And then we're going to lower down. And of course, after each of these areas, you want to make sure you stretch. We have one more to go, the last one. You're going to lay onto your back. You're going to use the roller as a pillow. Place your head on the roller. So we're not rolling our cervical vertebrae. We don't want to be on the cervical vertebrae or the bone. You're going to tilt your head to the left, because usually it's a little less tension. And I want you to find that occipital bone, that bony part of the back of the head, and just nod your head yes and no. And you want this to feel good. If you have some tension, you get tension headaches, it's a great way to help reduce some of that tightness in the neck. And then slowly bring your head to the right, realign, find that spot, maybe a nod no and yes. Massaging out any tension. And then back to center. Hug your knees into the chest, and then roll yourself up. That's how you roll the whole body, nice and quick. Now you're ready to go. It's a great way to start your day or end your day. Take a deep breath in, reach the palms together, exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.